Hey everyone. Welcome. Thanks for joining us. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you've had a good week. Sunday night here in Sydney, Australia. Nice of you to join us tonight. Lots to talk about. Alright. We're about to start. There we go. Hello there. Hello. Well, hope you're all well. Welcome to the live stream. You are watching Tesla Tom. That's my name, Tesla Tom. And welcome to tonight's stream. We are talking about the FSD button that just dropped 24 hours ago. And also a new Tesla feature called the safety score, which Tesla are going to instill in a coming update. We're not sure whether it's coming to Australia yet for our Australian viewers, which I presume are most of us. But we do know for certain that it has dropped in the US. Quite a lot of downloads too, by the way. We'll get through that in a second. Some housekeeping stuff to take care of to begin with. If you're watching us live tonight, welcome. And make sure you leave a live chat comment to tell me where you're watching from, whether you own an EV. And look, I've just got a banner to show you. There we go. Bit of a cue there. Hello and welcome. Yes, tell me where you're watching from, whether you own an EV as well. If you're thinking of buying an EV or a Tesla, tell me what is holding you back or what's the final step in that process. Maybe we can help you through that. If not myself, then a lot of other people in the chat tonight. And if you're watching this on replay, hello as well. And nice of you to join us too. Hopefully you'll learn something tonight. Hopefully I will as well. I always learn something in these live streams. And also, think about maybe purchasing a super chat comment or a message or a sticker. That helps to support my channel to keep it independent. Sometimes when the chat goes wild towards the end of the night, it's hard to get to a message. There's just so many. So if you want your message to stand out and think about buying a super chat, helps to support the channel as well, like I said. Thank you very much. And if you really got a question, you want to come on camera for tonight, maybe you don't have to come on camera. If you've got a mic, that's probably enough. Treat it like a call-in show. Then I suggest you think about maybe getting on the show like this. I'll just leave a link there for you in the live chat. There we go. It's a StreamYard link. Instructions are in the video description. Yeah, certainly, if you've got a really pending question, please think about coming on the stream like that. All right, well, like I said, we are talking about the FSD beta tonight and the Tesla safety score, which is rolling out to make us better drivers. We'll get to that very shortly. Let's take some comments now to say hello. Emmett was an early commenter earlier today. He said, at what point will Tesla be refunding all the people who bought FSD and have been waiting literally years for it to work as the name implies? We will get to that, Emmett, for sure. That's certainly a controversial question. Certainly something people will be asking here in Australia particularly, and maybe around the world that have bought FSD package and wondering whether it will drop in their part of the world as well. All right, we'll get to that. Thank you, Emmett, for that question. I've got Albert. Hello, Albert. Nice to see you on the show. I've got Matt. Hey there. Eggy BS. Hello, Eggy BS. We've got Anthony Picard. Evening, folks. We've got Sensei. Hey, Sensei. Welcome to Cybertron. Yeah, it does kind of sound like that, doesn't it? We've got Kevin Hawthorne from Lakeland, Florida. Hey, Kevin, thanks for sending me your really awesome videos there of your work in Florida. Thank you, Kevin, for watching as well. Hello, Peter. Hello, Tesla Fanatic. And hello, Fabrice. Nice of you to join us. Adam says he is a new M3P owner here in Sydney, finding my way through the amazing world of Tesla. Hopefully we can help you with that tonight as well. If you've got any other question, by the way, not just about FSD beta, just about Tesla in general, or EVs or renewables, feel free to drop it in the live chat box. If I can't help you, someone else I'm sure can. I'll put it up on the screen for sure. Fabrice says, thank you for all the tips. You are more than welcome. eBay Jimmy Oaks asks, quick question, how highly would you recommend a Tesla Model 3? Thinking about taking the plunge? Well, I'm a little bit biased, but certainly highly recommended. If you haven't done a test drive yet for whatever reason, get into that if you are not in one of our lockdown cities. But if you are, yeah, I mean, keep looking at videos. I've got a ton of videos, obviously, and other friends of mine with YouTube channels, people around the world. Keep watching them. A lot of informative stuff out there, just not about the car itself, but also the infrastructure and the setup around the car. So yeah, I would highly recommend it, of course. Fabrice has a Model 3. He's in Canterbury area. Adam says do it. I assume referring to eBay Jimmy Oates. Yeah, and Fabrice says definitely get one as well. Adam's also in Canterbury. Hello. All right. Got Fabrice says best car I've ever owned. I tend to agree there for sure. We've got Yosef from Adelaide waiting for Model Y. Yes, so am I actually, and a lot of people are as well. Feifei says get one. Yeah. Fabrice says nice. Adam. Yep. SP, hello Tom. I have a import Model 3 from New Zealand. Hello there, SP. Nice of you to join us tonight. Fabrice says just sold my Toyota GTA 86 and could never go back to an ICE vehicle. Yeah. Coming from a diesel car, can't go back to diesel either, for sure. Albert says he's from Liverpool area. Cybertruck still waiting. Awesome. Michael says, hi Tom, waiting for the Model Y Queensland. Awesome. Richard O'Leary says, hi from the Gold Coast. Awesome. Very good. And Emmett says, Sydney, Lower North Shore from Emmett, not far from you, Tom, based on where most of your videos are shot. Yeah, nice pick up there, certainly in the Lower North Shore, Northern Beaches area. That's where I'm from. Jamie says, can't believe the pearl white is the free option. Yeah, that's a good point, actually. Yeah, it's triple, well, at least multi-coat white, which is pretty cool. Mint says, hello Tom, thanks for all your videos. Will FSD Beta be free to download in Australia in the future? Yeah, we'll get to that for sure we will. I think you need to have the FSD package purchased. You can't just, I think you need to have that before you have that downloaded. Well, not in Australia currently, but eventually I'm pretty sure you will need the FSD package. Tesla Fanatic says, in Canberra and saving for a Tesla. I'm 14, yeah, awesome Tesla Fanatic. You'll be able to drive soon too. How good's that? We got Adam says, I retracted my RS3 deposit to buy a Model 3P. Zero regrets. It's like owning your own personal roller coaster. Yeah, for sure. And Spulak says, just ordered my MP3P. Can't wait to receive it in Adelaide. Hello everyone for joining us. If you've just joined us, welcome. If you're watching live, then consider putting a comment in the live chat box telling me where you're from and whether you own an EV or whether you're thinking of buying one. And if you're watching on replay, hello as well. Thank you for joining us. We are talking FSD Beta tonight and also the Tesla safety score as well. We'll get into that very, very shortly. And if you would like to support the channel, please think about purchasing a super chat message or sticker. As the night goes on, lots of comments will be displayed, and sometimes I do miss them. Apologize, but if you really want the comment to stick out, it will stay up longer with a super chat message. It also helps to support the channel as well. And if you really want to ask a question on camera, think about maybe coming on the stream with your camera and or microphone. You can just be microphone if you like without the camera. I'll leave a link here in the StreamYard chat box. It's a StreamYard link. You can have the instructions will be in the video description as well. All right, let's do a couple more questions, and then we'll get into the FSD Beta. Phil Smith says, hi from Cairns. Thanks for all your informative work. You are more than welcome. Kara says, does anyone know the wait time for Tesla Model 3? I'm thinking about buying one soon. It does vary depending what part of the EU purchase, but I think currently last time I checked was not that long. So have a look at the Tesla website. It'll tell you how long the waiting time is. It's normally around the 6 to 10 week mark, I find. Hi Tom from Port Stephens, still on lockdown. Tom, have you signed out from Tesla app and signed in to see any changes? We will get to the Tesla app as well. I've got a little thing for that as well, Alan, so I'll get to that for sure. All right, so let's go to I'll just share my screen here for you guys. Here we go. Okay, so for those of you with iOS, and in fact, I think Android is now available as well. Make sure you update your app. Just move across here a bit more. So the app, that for some reason the Tesla app is a bit funny. It doesn't auto, you know how with iOS, if you have auto download for auto update for your apps, it'll show up in the App Store, like a queue for how many apps will be updated if you press update, but Tesla never shows up for some reason. So you've got to actually manually update it yourself, or go to the App Store and then find the Tesla app and actually click it, because it'll still say open, but click it and it should go to update. Obviously mine's already been updated, so that's why it says open, but this open will be update. You've just got to do it manually for some reason. So we're now up to version 4.1.0, and with 4.1.0 now, which is fantastic. I'm glad they finally did this. You can now adjust your charge current, scheduled departure, or scheduled charging for your car's current location. How good is that? So in the past you couldn't do this from the app, you had to go to the car and do it manually, but now from the app apparently you can. The only caveat is that you do need vehicle software version 2021.36 plus required. Okay, so We don't have that yet in Australia, not that I know. No one's got the 0.36. It's still cooking. But I think the latest software update I've seen in Australia is 2021.32.21, I believe. I'm up to 20.1. So yeah, no one's got 36 that I know of that I've seen on Tesla Scope. Also, you can enable bioweapon defense mode on supported cars, access your owner's manual on updated video guides under the service tab, and view solid troubleshooting steps and videos under the energy service tab. Yep, so there you go. If you want to download the Tesla app, get that ready for 2021.36, hopefully soon. By the way, the updates are donated year, so 2021.week 36. They normally come in increments of 4. So the last one was 32, this is 36, and then 40, 44, etc. I think that's how it works. And then each point after that is a build for that version. There you go. Let's take some more comments here. Samir says, thanks for all your videos. They're very informative. You are more than welcome. Nikolai is watching from Denmark. Hello, Nikolai. Nice to have you on. Taking delivery on my Model 3 in blue on Wednesday. Awesome. Congratulations, and hope you have a great time with your delivery. And JB says, hi from Orange, New South Wales. Red Model 3 picked up 20 days ago. Awesome. Congratulations as well. Matt says, Brisbane here, waiting for either a Model 3 or Kia EV6. Yeah, I think that Kia EV6 will be a good one to look at. I think it'll be very similar to the Hyundai Ioniq 5. I think they're a similar platform from memory. All right, so what else have we got here? Fabrice is very disappointed that that Tesla has removed their referral program. Yeah, that's true, but I guess it wasn't always sustainable. It would be nice if they actually maybe converted to a rewards program, maybe instead of just credit, supercharging credit. Don't know. I guess it's not sustainable to keep giving away free quote unquote fuel, but it's good that there's demand now as well. Yeah. Okay, so. It says, have I missed something? But the new Tesla app doesn't seem to have any way to wind down the windows. You can select vent, but am I missing something? I thought the previous app allowed you to do this. Ooh, I can't remember, Emmett. I thought it was just always vent. I didn't know you could wind windows down. I'll have to go back to some of my videos maybe to have a look. Okay, so let's have a look at some more information about Tesla FSD drop. Okay, so this is what people... I'll just have a quick drink before I get into it. There was a lot of excitement in the US 24 hours ago. I think Elon tweeted that the FSD button, this button everyone's been talking about, was going to drop in cars, eligible cars. Basically anybody with FSD package. This new update was going to drop, and then the FSD button to download or to request the feature was going to drop at the same time. So this is what people in the US saw. Looking at my Twitter feed, I would say around about midnight, maybe shortly after Pacific time, which is on the West Coast in California, that kind of area. So this button, or this software update 2021.32.22 came up. And so everyone is very excited. And it basically says request full self-driving beta, new feature. You can now request early access to full self-driving beta pending eligibility. To get started, tap controls, autopilot, request full self-driving beta, and follow the instructions. And by the way, I looked up Teslafy recently, and I could not find a single car outside of the US that had 2021.32.22. So I think it's just a US thing at this stage. I couldn't even see any in Canada or Norway, which will be the other two candidates, I would think. So this is what the screen looked like for people with FSD beta shortly after midnight yesterday, Pacific Standard Time, near California, that kind of area. I think people were waiting up all night to get this update, even though Elon did say tonight, and then tonight I guess literally could mean anything up until midnight, maybe even early morning. I guess that still counts as night. Anyway, that's the update that came, and so this is what people got. This is a Model 3 screen from someone in the US. I found this on Twitter. So that button there in the top right corner, request full self-driving beta. So that button doesn't actually give you full self-driving beta. You can press it to request full self-driving beta. So you still got to qualify to get full self-driving beta. It's not a certainty, and I'll go through why in a second, because Tesla is literally playing games with us. They're not just giving it to us. They want to make sure that we are worthy. We are worthy for FSD beta. So that's what you get, and I'll show you another screen here. So that's what it looks like on the left for SX cars with the portrait orientation, request full self-driving beta, and that was in the autopilot menu. It's in dark mode. Obviously, the person before waited till morning to get it. See that? It's like the day screen, and then this is the night screen. So obviously, the Steven person stayed up all night to get a request full self-driving beta, and the picture on the right is the Plaid screen, I believe, because it's got a different interface. So the Plaid S, Model S, and Mark, who's got the Plaid S, there it says request full self-driving beta, and it looks like the font is different as well, maybe? Oh, no, not really. No, it's just in small letters. So request full self-driving beta button there. It's interesting, just looking through that Plaid screen there, it's got auto steer activation with single click or double click, whereas there's no option for that in Model 3S or X, old SX. Auto steer must be double tap, so that's a new button there, auto steer activation, sort of midway down that screen. Interesting. Okay, so let's go on to the next screen. So when you click that full self-driving request button, it says limited early access full self-driving beta. Thank you for your interest in limited early access full self-driving beta. Once you accept the terms below, the Tesla team will analyze your vehicle, driving data and safety score to determine eligibility. You can view your safety score from the Tesla app at any time, version 4.1.0 or newer. If you're eligible, you will receive a software update as part of the limited early access. I consent to the collection and review of ongoing VIN-associated vehicle driving data while enrolled. I understand that when using a beta, I am responsible for remaining alert with my hands on the wheel and must be prepared to take action at any time. FSD beta does not make my car autonomous. I understand that FSD beta can be revoked at any time. So they were the three conditions that needed to be met in order to accept this limited early access full self-driving beta function. And of course, like I said before, it didn't actually give you full self-driving. It actually enters you into the program to see whether you qualify. And I'll go through that very shortly as well. And once you press the request full self-driving beta button, then that little confirmation there says you are enrolled into full self-driving beta queue. So I believe, at first I thought it might have been a limited release, but looking at Teslafy, I'll just show you Teslafy currently. See if I can pull it up at the moment. All right, so let's see. I'll just pull it up for you. All right, so I'll just change screens here. Probably need to get some hotkeys going here, don't I? Otherwise I'll be clicking. There we go. So this is Teslafy currently. And 2021.32.22, which is the FSD button, as of yesterday, their time, 3,911 downloads. And if I scroll down, all the 22 updates are basically the United States. So I cannot see any, as I'm scrolling down, anything outside of the United States that got 22. There's some 21s and 20.1s outside the United States in Europe, but nothing for 22 outside the United States. So I would think that this is just limited to the United States at this stage. So for those of you who are asking, will this come to Australia? Probably not at this stage. I would think our chances are pretty low, given that Europe hasn't got it yet either, neither does Canada. But that's okay. We will see what happens. I guess, unfortunately, we are usually a bit further down the list, just given our from where we are, number of cars that we've got in the fleet. But that's okay. That's okay. We can watch the US guys go through it at this stage. And then hopefully it comes to Australia soon. Let's keep going. And we've got Prosthetic Aim. Hello, Prosthetic Aim. He or she says, probably 8 months away. 8 months from now is, what are we? We are now September, so we're looking at maybe, May, June next year. That'd be nice, though. That would be nice. All right, let's keep going with the slides. So, all right, so when you download the new app 4.1.0 in the US, if you've got the full self-driving beta button activated, then this safety score beta on the left side comes up underneath upgrades. And then this safety score little game thing. Well, call it a game, might as well be. But driving safely is no game. It's very important. But this safety score comes up on the right and basically gives you a score out of 100. And it gives you a score and determines whether how safe you are. Goes from that semicircle on the top there, goes from unsafe to safe. So you've literally got a computer telling you now whether you're a safe driver or not, and not just your passenger telling you otherwise. So there are 5 criteria that Tesla uses to score your driving. First one is forward collision warnings, hard braking, aggressive turning, unsafe following, forced autopilot, disengagements. So we'll go through all that very shortly, but what's really interesting is that there's nothing about acceleration. So, obviously, it'd be a shame if acceleration was a misdemeanor in a Tesla, because obviously, if you've ever driven a Tesla or been in one, acceleration is, pretty sweet. Yeah. Like the Performance Model 3 is 0 to 100 in 3 seconds, which is pretty quick. Even the SR is pretty quick, 5 seconds. That's pretty quick already. Emmett says the score is likely to actually reward people to see how unsafe they can be. Not sure how Tesla can introduce this as some criteria to give you access to a feature you've paid for. Yeah, that's a good point, I guess. Well, I mean, you don't have to enroll in this program, I suppose. If you don't want FSD beta, you just want to drive the car, don't activate the safety score, or don't activate the FSD button, I guess. But we'll go through the safety score criteria very shortly. Adam says, I'm guessing FSD beta isn't legal in Australia. Well, it's not even available yet in Australia, unfortunately. Okay, so, all right. Let's go through the next slide. Any questions, by the way, guys, make sure you add that. And actually, we've got a caller. Anthony is here, one of our callers. Let me just remove this for 1 second. Anthony Picard. Okay, so he's in the green room, one of our viewers, but I'll get Anthony on when he's got his devices connected. All right, let's keep going with the slides for now. And of course, if anyone else wants to join the stream for a question, then make sure you go through the instructions to get onto StreamYard and join us on the chat here. And also consider maybe even buying a super chat, comment, or a sticker, just to show you support the channel. And also, if you've got any other questions you really want up on the screen, if we do miss that later on in the night as well. All right, so let's keep going with the slides for now. All right, so just looking at Twitter today, obviously they're out in force. People who've posted their safety scores after a couple of drives, I can see. Anthony says, not sure why I'm in the green room. Please ignore me. Okay, I will, Anthony. No worries at all. I'll take you off in that case. But if you want to come, no worries. You're more than welcome to. All right. Okay, so the safety score, there you go. So if you happen to do any hard braking or whatever, then you can see how it drops in score. So, 0 average, I guess the baseline is 0, and then it's like negative scoring. So any bad driving or unsafe driving is punished, and there you got some hard driving, 2.9%, and then aggressive turning, 2.3%. You got a yellow thing there, and unsafe following, then it goes to red, I guess, if it's really bad. And then forced autopilot disengagements is green for this person here. So, and then you can also do daily totals as well. That right page, right part of the screen, it says, gives you a safety score and miles driven as well. And by the way, I think miles driven, as I'll go through in the safety score brief, it doesn't matter how many kilometers or miles you drive. It's got an algorithm or a formula to work out. It extrapolates on what you've driven into this formula. So even if you drive a few miles, it'll still take into account your score for those few miles. So I suppose the moral of the story is, or bottom line is, to drive more with the safety score, and it'll give you a truer reflection as opposed to just extrapolation from a small subset. What's interesting as well is that halfway through the screenshot on the right, it's got driver profile plunge. So whether the driver profile is taken into account or just the entire car's driving habit, I'm not sure. I did tag Elon Musk. He didn't say anything, of course, but I did ask that question. But it'd be interesting, because whether if you've got multiple drivers for your car or the family car, whether just the profile, that driver profile, will get the FSD or qualifies for the FSD button, or whether the whole car qualifies, and whether the average for the car is affected by a bad driver or an unsafe driver for that family. Interesting. I'll show you the next slide. So this person, Gary Black, I had to screenshot this because I had a bit of a chuckle when he tweeted this. I stopped hard to avoid running a yellow light that I always run. Now I'm heartbroken. And his score went down from 100 to 91. So there's going to be a lot of people on Twitter and social media the next few weeks, or however long this trial runs for, people tweeting and posting about how their little traffic incident caused their score to drop. You're going to get a lot of drivers driving very slowly all of a sudden on the road. Tesla's not accelerating or not turning quickly just to get a better score. But this person said he braked hard, and then his hard braking there in the red there. So yeah, so that's the downside of having this button. It'll make you drive a lot slower. I guess more careful too. Not a bad thing. And then the one on the right there, that screenshot I took. Well, this not screenshot, but I took the screenshot. But this person posted and said there's a fleet median as well. So that's going to be really interesting. That's what I'm really wanting to see what the fleet median is, and how your driving compares to the fleet median. That'll be fascinating. I cannot wait to see that. And there's going to be a lot of comparisons drawn between what their average is, what their driving is like compared to the average of the fleet. Yeah, it's going to be fun and games for sure. All right, so let's go through a few more comments, and then I'll go through the safety score brief that Tesla have released as well. Let's go through some comments here about the FSD eligibility. Adam says they have no obligation to release a beta to any end user. Yeah, that's true. That's why it's beta. It's still in testing phase, I suppose. Jamie Bryce says the salesman, I suspect is the Tesla salesman, showed me it stopping at traffic lights and telling me it would normally be able to go through roundabouts. I nearly had 2 accidents that could have been fatal. Jamie, I think, are you watching from Australia? I assume you are. It's not roundabout safe just yet. I've tried a couple of times in my neighborhood. I won't be doing that too often. It's not super safe unless it's a really big roundabout and there's clear lane markings and a very gentle curve. Yeah, then I think it'd be okay, but not for the little roundabouts we have in Australia here. Certainly not single lane ones. They're pretty risky. Prosthetic aim. I can't drive with traffic lights option or auto on nav as too buggy at the moment. I think autopilot is exempt from the score. I'm not sure about autopilot on navigation on autopilot, but certainly autopilot is exempt, as I'll go through in a second. So it doesn't count towards your score, but the miles do. Again, traffic lights option, yeah, I'm not sure if cruise control actually counts. Probably not. So if you've got traffic light options on with autopilot, that should be okay as well, because it doesn't count towards the safety score. And it doesn't, traffic light option does work with cruise control as well. So yeah, maybe I'll take that off if you're driving cruise control, but not for autopilot because it's okay. Turbo asks, when will they release FSD to you? Oh, good question. 2 weeks? 2 weeks, give or take. I don't know. Sorry. Sensei, no, this is not is this your actual score on screen? No, it's not. It's just someone I've just taken a screenshot of. I haven't got this, by the way. I don't have FSD beta. I'm just talking in general terms for people in the US, as I went through earlier. This is what I've seen in the US, because I don't think this update 2021.32.22 has been released anywhere outside the US at this stage. CDV, hello Rob, nice to see you tonight. Thanks for joining us. Greg says, Greg Wilson, I would love Tesla to release enhanced autopilot as an option for us. EU seems to get it. I think there was a brief period at the end of 2020 when there was enhanced autopilot. It's like, I think it was like half price. You got everything basically but navigate on autopilot, which is pretty cool. I quite like the lane change option. So yeah, it would be nice to see that again, actually. Curtis Lewis Fitness says it's the whole car, not the person. So if you have multiple people using it for that week while getting scored, it will go towards your score. Okay, nice to see some documentation for that. Actually, I haven't seen that anyway. Maybe it's in the briefing. I'll go through that shortly. Prosthetic aim, the forced disengagement one will get me as AP is so buggy at the moment. Yeah, I suppose. I mean, I suppose what you could do is, yeah, forced. Does that mean just like taking it off yourself? No, it's not. Forced disengagement is when. Well, I'll go through it, but it's basically if you've been nagged multiple times and the car stops, that's a forced disengagement, not you taking it off yourself. I think I'll go through that in a second. I've heard that score isn't negatively impacted if you're on autopilot and it's still hard brake. Yes, correct. So autopilot is not counted towards the safety score. And you can see what Elon Musk is trying to do here. He's wanting us to use autopilot more and more so it doesn't count towards the score. I see what you're doing, Elon. You smart cookie, you. Curtis says apparently 7 days of being scored and a couple of weeks to process. Okay, so you've got a 7-day trial. Interesting. In a couple of weeks. I wonder how long. That'll be like excruciating if you're waiting for your result, hey? I imagine. Yeah, okay, well, let's go through. Let me go through. I want to share the safety score screen. We'll go through that. There's a lot of detail there, which I want to go through with you guys. Hopefully you can see this. I'll have to make this bigger. Let's see if I can make this bigger. Okay. Words bigger there? There we go. Nice and big. Okay. So this is in the Tesla. By the way, I think you need to be under the US North American setting to see this, because if you are under Australia, if your region is Australia or anywhere else, it will be a 404 error. So you've got to be in the US region to get this. All right, so safety score beta. The safety score beta is the first release to the safety score, which is an assessment of your driving behavior based on 5 metrics called safety factors. These are combined to estimate the likelihood that your driving could result in a future collision. We combine your daily safety scores up to 30 days to calculate the aggregated safety score displayed on the main safety score screen of the Tesla app. You can find details around your daily safety score by selecting daily details at the bottom of the screen. The safety score beta is intended to provide drivers transparency and feedback of their driving behaviors. The safety score is a value between 0 and 100, where a higher score indicates safer driving. Most drivings will have a safety score of 80 or above. All right, so let's go through them. By the way, I think I might have read somewhere that the safety score counts towards insurance. I haven't been able to find that. If you guys know about that, let me know. As in towards the in-house insurance in the US. So that'd be good, actually, because then you've got a personalized, individualized safety score, and that'll determine your insurance premium. It's actually very clever. There are 5 safety score factors that impact your safety score. These are measured directly by your Tesla vehicle using various sensors on the vehicle and autopilot software. The first one is forward collision warnings per 1,000 miles. Forward collision warnings are audible and visual alerts provided to you. The driver in events where a possible collision due to an object in front of the vehicle is considered likely without your intervention. Events are captured based on the medium forward collision warning sensitivity setting regardless of your user's setting in the vehicle. Forward collision warnings are incorporated into the safety score formula at a rate of 1,000 miles. So I normally have it on late forward collision warning, so maybe that's an indicator of how I drive. But if I ever got this, I'd probably put it on medium just to make sure that it's doing I'm doing what they want me to do to qualify for this. Interesting. Hard braking. Hard braking is defined as backward acceleration measured by your Tesla vehicle in excess of 0.3 G. This is the same as a decrease in the vehicle's speed larger than 6.7 miles per hour in 1 second. Hard braking is introduced into the safety score formula as the proportion of time expressed as a percentage where the vehicle experiences backward acceleration greater than 0.3 G relative to the proportion of time where the vehicle experiences backward acceleration greater than 0.1 G, 2.2 miles per hour in 1 second. Okay, so that's a lot of numbers there, but I basically, if there's any hard braking more than 0.0 G, or more than, if there is a decrease in the braking speed or in the vehicle speed greater than 6.7 miles per hour, which is about 10 k's per hour in 1 second, that's pretty sensitive there. I mean, if you've got an emergency in front of you, you'd be braking harder than that. So I guess this is where later on there's something about following too closely or tailgating comes into play. They really want us to be really careful drivers, not too close to other cars. Very interesting. All right, so aggressive turning is the next one. Aggressive turning is defined as left-right acceleration measured by your Tesla vehicle in excess of 0.4 g. This is the same as an increase in the vehicle's speed to the left-right larger than 8.9 miles per hour in 1 second. Aggressive turning is introduced into the safety score formula as the proportion of time expressed as a percentage where the vehicle experiences a lateral acceleration greater than 0.4 g in either the left or right direction relative to the proportion of time where the vehicle experiences acceleration greater than 0.2 g, 4.5 miles per hour in 1 second in either the left or right direction. Again, it seems quite sensitive there. So it basically it's a proportion of how quick you're turning greater than 8.9 miles per hour over 4.5 miles per hour. That proportion. And I mean, there are some turns I've got to make on a daily basis out of my area where I've got to quickly get out of a side road onto a main road. So, and that I'm thankful for the Tesla acceleration to get out of that turn. So having to adhere to that will mean that I've got to wait a bit longer, I guess, for a break in traffic, whereas I would just sneak in. Don't know about you guys. I'm sure you've got similar scenarios in your local area too. But yeah, it'd be a shame, But I guess it's only for a week to qualify for this what do you call it, for FSD beta. So yeah, I suppose a week's worth of work is worth doing. I've got Fabrice saying, I've heard that the safety score will determine the premium when using the Tesla insurance, but not third-party insurance providers. Yeah, that makes sense for in-house insurance for sure. Brian Tonay says, this rating system might drive some people crazy if they get a low score consistently, but they're okay drivers in reality. Yeah, again, I think it's just for the week's worth of assessment. Yeah. Let's keep going. The next one is unsafe following. So this is the tailgating thing I was talking about. Your Tesla vehicle measures its own speed, the speed of the vehicle in front, and the distance between the two vehicles. Based on these measurements, your vehicle calculates the number of seconds you would have to react and stop if the vehicle in front of you came to a sudden stop. This measurement is called headway. Unsafe following is the proportion of time where your vehicle's headway is less than 1 second relative to the time that your vehicle's headway is less than 3 seconds. Unsafe following is only measured when your vehicle is traveling at least 50 miles per hour, which is about 80 kilometers an hour, and is incorporated into the safety score formula as a percentage. So I guess it's a proportion of time, reading that again, unsafe following is the proportion of time where your vehicle's headway is less than 1 second relative to the time that your vehicle's headway is less than 3 seconds. So it's not that each tailgating gets you a ping, but it's basically a score based on the amount of time. So an overall picture of how much you tailgate compared to when you don't tailgate. Fascinating stuff. I don't know what on your follow, but I guess that's autopilot, isn't it? So yeah, I don't know how many car lengths is 3 seconds. I'm just trying to think now. Would that be? That's quite a fair distance, That'd be about 3. Would you say 3 car lengths? Yeah, maybe 3 car lengths at 80 kilometers an hour, maybe even more. At 80 kph, you'd have to be more than that because the braking distance would increase. So yeah, well, I guess if you're driving that quick, then you probably shouldn't be following cars that have you that closely anyway. Interesting. Yeah. Forced autopilot disengagement. Okay, so this is important. It's not just... Okay, I'll read on anyway. The autopilot system disengages for the remainder of a trip after you, the driver, have received 3 audio and visual warnings. I believe other people have called this autopilot prison. These warnings occur when your Tesla vehicle has determined that you have removed your hands from the steering wheel and have become inattentive. Forced autopilot disengagement is introduced into the safety score formula as a 1 or 0 indicator. The value is 1 if the autopilot system is forcibly disengaged during a trip, and 0 otherwise. Okay, so there you go. So it's not just that you're braking autopilot because you don't want to have it on anymore, or if there's an emergency or you see something dangerous. That's not a problem, although that might come under hard braking, I suppose, which is this bit here. But if you're under autopilot, maybe not. But if you're in autopilot prison where you haven't for some reason responded to the nag from the autopilot, then that counts as a disengagement. So I don't think I've ever experienced that naturally on the road anyway. Okay, determining your safety score. In order to calculate your daily safety score, we use the predicted collision frequency formula below to predict how many collisions may occur per 1 million miles driven based on your driving behaviors measured by your Tesla vehicle. So PCF is that, takes into account those 5 parameters as we went through. And then the current formula was derived based on statistical modeling using 6 billion miles of fleet data. That's a lot of data. We expect to make changes to the formula in the future as we gain more customer and data insights. The PCF is converted into a 0 to 100 safety score using the following formula. Safety score equals 115 dot this minus 22 dot that times your PCF. So just looking at that number formula, 115 minus 22 will get you about 93. So 93, and then PCF is, you see those numbers up there, they're 1 point something, right? So obviously the more misdemeanors you have, that number goes up. So basically from 93, it'll drop or go up depending on how many misdemeanors you've got, I suppose. So that does make sense. I think it's pretty fair actually, overall. But anyway, I'll keep going. It just seems okay to me reading this. Your daily safety score is not impacted by the number of miles or hours you drive. We combine your daily safety scores up to 30 days into a mileage weighted average to calculate the aggregated safety score, which is displayed on the main safety score of the Tesla app, which we went through earlier. Okay, so improving your safety score. This will be good for that week of assessment for people who are wanting to get FSD beta, qualify for it. You can improve your safety score by improving each safety factor. Forward collision warnings per 1,000 miles. Maintain a safe following distance from the vehicle in front of you to give enough time to react to slower or stationary vehicles. Pay attention to the other vehicles on the road and reduce speed in traffic congested areas. Makes sense. Hard braking. Engage the brake pedal early when slowing down, coming to a stop, or reacting to a change in your environment. Use regenerative braking whenever possible, which I guess most of us do if we drive Teslas or EVs, and safe to do so. Maintaining a safe following distance reduces the instances where the brake pedal needs to be applied with extreme force, and that's kind of what I went through earlier. Aggressive turning. When turning, changing lanes, or rounding a corner, do so gradually. Reduce your speed heading into a turn, gradually accelerating out of the turn. Do not unnecessarily jerk the steering wheel. Yeah, makes common sense. I suppose, this is common sense, isn't it? Like, this is the kind of stuff you would tell a learner driver or someone who's just passed their P plates, just how to drive, basically. Be really safe. Tesla is turning us into safer drivers. Unsafe following. Do not tailgate or drive close to the vehicle in front. Maintain a following distance of several car lengths to the vehicle in front to have sufficient time to react to its speed. Remember that driving at higher speeds in inclement weather or on slick road surfaces requires a greater following distance to allow sufficient time to react safely. Yep, that's very true. Yeah, I mean, again, that does make sense. If you're going faster, give more time to stop. Same with wet weather as well. Forced autopilot disengagement. Only use the various autopilot features as described in your owner's manual. Pay attention to the road and maintain your hands on the steering wheel while the autopilot system is engaged. Auto steer detects your hands by recognizing slight resistance as the steering wheel turns, or from you manually turning the steering wheel very lightly without enough force to take over steering. Auto steer also qualifies your hands as being detected if you engage a turn signal or use a button or scroll wheel on the steering wheel. Frequently asked questions. Here we go. What's required for me to get a safety score for my vehicle? When available for your vehicle, you will see safety score on the home screen of the Tesla app. To receive a safety score, you must be on software update 2021.32.22 or later. To check the latest software update, tap software on the touchscreen. You must be connected to a cellular or Wi-Fi network. You need to take a trip that's at least 0.1 miles on your vehicle. Okay, so yeah, just a quick trip will enable that. Enable the safety score to come up. Will I receive a safety score if I don't have connectivity? In the event that your vehicle does not have cellular connectivity while on a trip, you may not receive immediate feedback upon the return until the end of your trip. You will receive your updated driving information and safety score once your vehicle has connectivity. Premium connectivity is not required to receive a safety score. How often will my safety score be updated? In order to provide you real-time feedback on your driving safety, every time you take a trip in your Tesla vehicle, your safety score for that day will be updated. At the end of each day, your safety score for that day will no longer change. Any subsequent trips will be used to determine your safety score for the following days. In the event that you do not have a cellular connectivity, you may not receive immediate feedback upon the end of your trip. You will receive your updated driving information once you have connectivity. Okay, makes sense. Is all my driving captured? Tesla captures driving over all trips where a trip consists of any driving, including reversing and autopilot usage, occurring between the time the vehicle is powered on and able to be driven to the time the vehicle is powered off. Any driving and accrued mileage occurring while in service mode is excluded. Trips less than 0.1 mile will be excluded from scoring calculations. What's 0.1 mile? What's that? That's 0.16 kilometer. No, yeah, something like that, isn't it? It's not much. A few hundred meters. Driving on autopilot will not be included in safety score calculations. There you go. But the miles driven while on autopilot are included in the total. So you drive to autopilot to your heart's content. In fact, I think they probably are leaning towards you doing that so they can, get more data from autopilot. Okay, I had a forward collision warning while autopilot was engaged. Will my safety score be impacted? No, the safety score formula ignores any events, not just forward collision warnings, that occur while autopilot is engaged and appropriately utilized. This does not include forced autopilot engagement. Miles driven while autopilot is engaged is used to determine the forward collision warnings per 1,000 miles. Miles driven on autopilot is also considered when calculating the mileage-weighted safety score. Okay, interesting. Got a question here from Mick Malloy. Mick asks, what about if you do a track day? Wow, I think you know the answer to that, Mick. I think if you do a track day during that week, then you will be severely impacted, I would think, unless there's a track mode. I'm not sure if track mode counts towards mileage. Probably does count toward mileage. I'm not sure if it counts towards all those scores. That'd be a very funny video, actually, to see whether track day just gives you a score of like 0 after down the track. Yeah, good question anyway. Bobby says, hello, I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. I was able to enroll in the beta program yesterday for my Tesla Model 3 long range. Congratulations, Bobby. That's great. Thanks for joining us too. How have you been driving your Tesla in the last 24 hours? How have you been on the road today? Have you been a different driver? Would love to hear from you. Please keep commenting. Please do. Thank you very much, Bobby, for joining us. Let's keep going for now until Bobby says something else. How will I know that I've experienced an event that would contribute to my safety factors and safety score? Your vehicle provides you with a range of safety features that include warnings and alerts to help protect you, your passengers, other drivers, and pedestrians around you. View the owner's manual for specific details about the various safety features in your vehicle. Review the following to learn more about how an event contributes to each safety factor. Forward collision warnings per 1,000 miles. Produce audio and visual alerts when a possible collision with an object in front of the vehicle is considered likely without your intervention. The events are captured based on the medium forward collision warning sensitivity setting, regardless of your user's setting in the vehicle. You may not see or hear the alert if your setting is less sensitive. Hard braking. I think we've gone through these already, haven't we? No, there's a bit more detail here. Hard braking. No audio or visual alerts are provided if you brake with excessive force. In some cases, the anti-lock braking system, ABS, which prevents the wheels from locking when you apply maximum brake pressure, may be activated, and you will see the ABS alert. If you apply the brakes with extreme force, you may feel like you are being pulled forward into your seatbelt away from the seat. Aggressive turning, no audio or visual alerts are provided. If you turn with excessive force, if you take a turn with extreme force, you may feel the sensation of being pulled away from the direction you are turning. Unsafe following time. Your Tesla vehicle does not provide you with audio or visual alerts when you are following at an unsafe following distance. You may receive a forward collision warning if your following distance makes collision with the vehicle in front likely. Forced autopilot disengagement. Your Tesla vehicle will provide 3 audio and visual warnings before the autopilot system is disengaged due to inattentiveness. Please refer to the manual for details of these alerts and circumstances in which the autopilot system will disengage. How does my safety score work if I have more than one vehicle? Your safety score is vehicle specific. If you have more than one Tesla vehicle, each one of your Tesla vehicles will have its own safety score. What happens to my safety score if I sell my vehicle? If the vehicle ownership changes, the safety score data previously collected will not be used for the vehicle under the new owner, nor will it be used for a new Tesla vehicle you purchase. Good to know. Good to know. I think that pretty much answers a lot of questions there, so that if you want to check out that FAQ, that's quite good, quite detailed there. Again, it'd be good if they put a profile, one about profiles as well in that list. That'd be good to know. Let's take some more questions now. Greg says you would be laughing if you are an EV owner in UK. Massive fuel source shortages due to COVID and Brexit. Okay. Yeah, that's true. There is a limit on how much fuel is in the country at any one time, Australia included. So another benefit of owning an EV, you can create your own energy with solar panels. Prosthetic game with that question about track mode. You are not allowed to use track mode on public roads, so I think it would be excluded. Okay, good to know. Tesla fanatic. Will Tesla take into account that high congestion on roads may cause drivers to be closer to the car in front when calculating the unsafe following safety factor for the safety score? That's a good question. I think, just go up here, there was something about the minimum speed limit for unsafe following. Here we go. I'll just put it up again. Unsafe following is only measured when your vehicle is traveling at least 50 miles per hour, which is 80 kilometers an hour, and is incorporated into the safety score formula as a percentage. So there you go. So yeah, in slow-moving traffic, I don't think that would count. You could still be close to the car in front of you for safety reasons. That's a good question, though. Gary Tucker. Would animals jumping on the road be classed as harsh braking to avoid hitting them? Thinking kangaroos. Well, I guess, if you need to brake, you need to brake, right? Just this is the way it is. It's just going to affect your score. But again, it's an average. So, and it does take into account the proportion of your driving. So if you say brake really hard on your first drive with this on, you can make it up because it's, as I said earlier here, I'll just put this up again. It's a proportion. So it's like, where it is, hard braking here. It's a proportion to the time the vehicle experiences that backward acceleration. So it's, like I said, you can make it up with more driving basically. And they do reward lots of driving with this program. And same with aggressive turning. If you make one aggressive turn, make it up. Your score will go up. If you do more driving and be more careful in future drives. But good question, though. Good question, Gary. Thank you for that. Yeah. All right. Well, that's the FAQ for the safety factors. If you've got any other questions, just about Tesla or EVs in general, particularly, I guess, in relation to Australia, feel free. Definitely, we've got a few more minutes left in the stream. But otherwise, we'll do another one on Thursday. Thursday is my usual night for streams. So I just thought I'd do this one. Because of the FSD beta button. And again, like I said, I don't think we'll be getting this in Australia anytime too soon, unfortunately. Because I'll just show you this again for those of you who missed it. The Teslafy screen. Here it is here. So 2021.32.22 is the software update that gives you that FSD button. There it is there, that first one. And there's been 3,911 downloads since yesterday. And if I'm scrolling down here, every single 22 update is from the United States. So there you go. It's nothing outside the US has got 32.22 yet. I see some 21s in Europe, but everything is in the United States so far. 1 hour ago, United States. There you go. So, I guess the question remains: when will we be getting FSD beta in Australia, or even outside the US? That I don't know. I wish I had the answer for you. It'd be nice to see it in 2022. It'd be nice to see the Model Y in 2022. I honestly don't know. It's exciting though. I can't wait to see all the funny videos, interesting videos in the next week. People are going really slowly on the Teslas to get their score up. Bobby's typed something here. So Bobby's the one who's got the FSD beta button, and this is going for his car in Georgia in America. I've been paranoid actually, driving on FSD as much as possible. The truth is that I don't really drive that much, thanks to COVID, work from home. I'm wondering if I drove 3 to 4 times, would that be enough? Well, I mean, technically you could just drive one trip more than 0.1 miles. That's all they need really for this to activate, and then they'll just extrapolate your drive. I mean, if you got a perfect drive after one trip, then they'll extrapolate that and go, yeah, sweet, you're good to go. So that's one way you could do it. But I think once you activate it, does it? I think it just counts like any driving you do. So it's not like you can just switch on the test anytime, right? Once you switch it on, that's it. Like the more you drive, then that'll count towards your score as well. So yeah, interesting times in the next 24 to 48 hours and the next week coming up for sure. Yeah, guys, any other questions at all? And thanks, Bobby, by the way, for getting back to us on that. For sure. Well, I think that might be it, guys. If there's any other questions, happy to take them. But otherwise, thank you for the viewers tonight who've joined us on the special Sunday night live stream for the FSD beta button and the safety score beta that Tesla have released. Yeah, I mean, I guess it was 7 days of testing, wasn't it? And then 30 days of assessment from Tesla to see whether those people qualify. There might be a bit of jumping up and down for people who don't qualify for some reason, and then will they release their score to the public on social media? It will be very interesting, that's for sure. It'll be fun and games, that's right, fun and games indeed. All right, well, that might be it for me tonight, guys, and I'll do one more comment. Here we go. CDV. Hey Rob, Rob says, I hope the car will only collect data on gazetted roads and track or runway data won't be collected. I hope or track mode will disable it. Yeah, I mean, that would make sense, right? If you had a track day planned for that week of testing, that it wouldn't count towards the testing. Yeah, that's a good question though, for sure. Alrighty, guys. Well, that might be it for me. Like I said, I'll just put this comment here to say thank you very much for joining us tonight. And it says see you next week. It's a generic text, but I'll see you on Thursday night in 4 nights' time. Still thinking about a topic. Maybe we'll do another new owner's guide. If you've got any other suggestions, please leave in the comments section or send me an email or tag me on Twitter or something. But we'll try and gear these live streams towards new owners with or potential owners who are thinking about buying a Tesla and help them get them over the line with our experience, I guess, as experienced owners. All right, guys. Well, let me just roll the credits here. Here we go. Let me pop this on here. There we are. Okay. Thanks, guys, and I hope you have a great week coming up this week. Yeah, for those of you in lockdown like myself, stay safe. Stay safe wherever you are, actually. Thanks for joining us tonight. And we will see you on Thursday for our usual time, 9 p.m. Stay safe, everyone. Happy charging.